Hello everyone, and welcome back to Vintage Story. Before we get into the recap, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I just hit 100 subscribers and am immensely appreciative to everyone who has subbed, left a like on the videos, and commented. It means a ton to me, so thank you again. Now, since the last episode, I did a lot of hunting and pretty much wiped out the boar, bear, wolf, and deer populations in the area. We had a bit of a temporal storm, which resulted in my first death. I then moved all of the stuff from our temporary dirt hut to the new storage building and tore down the old dirt hut. And harvested our spelt crop. And that brings us to the present. In this episode, the ultimate goal is to find iron. From there, if we do find any, I'd like to process it and then get into the Iron Age with some new tools and whatnot. And then, depending on how long the search takes, it'd be nice to create some better pens for our animals, our goats and chickens out here. Now, as you can see, the dirt hut is no longer there. I still need to tear down this farm. And then I also have been expanding the bee operation, getting more skeps and whatnot, which it actually looks like some are ready to go. This one still needs to get swarmed too, but I can, which we'll get to this stuff here in a second. I can actually pick this up and add it into there. Very nice. Now, also of note is I have made 3 leather backpacks and a mining bag. All of this is in preparation for the upcoming trip. Now, the reason why I went hunting was mainly to get the pelts and hides and whatnot in order to start making a ton of leather. Now I have quite a bit here. Some of it's nearly done and whatnot, but this is kind of the leather making operation. And then, as you can see, I expanded the chests in this room and moved everything in here. This is now the new little temporary base. And we also added upstairs, which really doesn't have anything. I just put the old cattail hand baskets up there. Made some copper plates, which, if we run around the side of the house, I have dug down and created a little cellar with one of the new lanterns. Just decided with copper because there's so much copper in the area. So yeah, which these are pretty cool. And then I got a ton of red meat from killing the boars and whatnot. So I have some sealed crocs here, and then quite a few just unsealed, ready to go for food. Also, we got a little bit of honey in there just from needing to make some candles. Actually, no, I used the wax to seal those crocs. And then also got started using the interior of the house just for some oiled hides and a little bit of cooking. I still have a lot to do in this room, obviously, but like I said, I really want to get to iron so that way we can have like the nicer splitter plugs and whatnot. Now, I did take a reading because I checked out pretty much all of our existing prospecting. I think if we don't turn off terrain, I don't think that there's much in the way of iron. But otherwise, besides that, I don't think that there was any iron up this way that I saw. And then I think the nearest potential iron would be probably south of this, since this doesn't have good readings of hematite, neither does this, and this also went back down to minuscule. So, and then this has, where are we at? Minuscule amounts of magnetite. So I might just, there could be a chance of iron around the mountain here. However, I think I'm just going to head south. And plus this will get us into new regions. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll find some chalk or limestone or something. I do actually, real quick, since we harvested the spelt not that long ago, I need to double check and make sure, because there is some flax. It looks like all the flax is done. Okay, good. This will be a nice harvest to have done, because I was worried we were getting, it is September 7th, so it's getting a little bit cooler. I didn't want to, you know, run into any issues with the crops dying or anything like that. Fantastic. Now, whilst we're gone, we should come back to enough leather to actually be able to make a set of simple, or not simple, what are they? The small bellow? Yeah. Because they take 6 leather. So hopefully with what we have cooking, essentially, we'll have enough. Let's go ahead and start our journey heading to the south. And of course, it's kind of an ill omen. The first thing that we see is a lovely rift opening and medium rift activity. So I'm probably going to start taking some readings just on this side and just start heading south, and every so often I'll take a reading and see what's what. It'd be kind of nice to have some nearby, like high concentration of it at least. Suppose I can pick some berries and nibble on those along the way too. But yeah, let's pop over here and take our first reading. Make sure we're on the right search setting. Hopefully we can find the iron, find some, sooner rather than later. Very poor cassiterite. Alright. Well, I will bring you back once we find anything interesting. Well, this is a sight I didn't expect on this trip. On the 8th of September, we have snow in certain areas. I mean, we're a little high up, so I guess I'm not too surprised. But just to catch you up, I have essentially just come down this way, taken a few readings, found a trader, so that was nice. And I have lost all sign of iron, although I found some ultra-high bismuth, so that was cool. However, there is a structure that I saw whilst running through this area. Now, I imagine there are going to be some very kind individuals inhabiting this place. Maybe. I can't imagine that there wouldn't be. I just want to take a little peek. That's all. Just a little peek. Can't help myself. Excuse me. Well, I mean, there's some iron I will actually take. Yeah, not the iron I was looking for, but some, I guess. Cool. So, oh, is that, no, that's just snow, isn't it? I was hoping that was chalk. I am probably, because it looks like we hit an ocean here, so I'm probably going to head this way and see what we can find. Yeah, I can actively see that snow melting on the map, so... Well, we have traveled quite a ways since that ruins. I think it was back here, yeah. Went along this way, I found some cool bluebells, type of flower, and I don't think I've hit any... I think there's some, yeah, minuscule amounts of magnetite there. Found a trader, a couple things of meteoric iron, but no other traces of actual iron. And then we are here, and there's a whole bunch of these little ruins. I've kind of raided them all except for these ones over here. But got Got a few good things, like some torch holders, bunch of bony soil, storage vessel, copper scythe, pretty much everything like that. These are the bluebells. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of high fertility soil, which I've been picking up, and I actually think there's more right over there, so I'll have to go grab that. Oh, it's a trader. Okay. That's kind of cool. Also, I don't want to jinx it, but I've only ran into 2 bears along the way, at least that I've seen, and we didn't have any issues, so that was nice. Let's pop up here. What are you? Hello, Hubert. What are you? You're clothing. Clothing merchant. You don't really buy anything useful. Okay, well, good to know that you exist, but... What's up? Okay, good. Yeah, looks like we're getting into... Looks like claystone, maybe? There's some castle thing up there. So, yeah, I think we'll head up here, and then... head back home, maybe. Well, we're near the castle. Now, this is the next day in real life for me, and I ended up installing the ProspectTogether mod, as we can see over here. Just because I think it'll make seeing where all we've prospected a little bit easier. So if I turn off waypoints, we can actually see it creates these little, like, kind of chunks, more or less. And I've learned a little bit more about prospecting in general. So, like, right here we had some poor magnetite. Now, I think you pretty much ignore the percentage and you're more focused on the, like, quality. So in this case, it says poor, so we don't really necessarily care about that. Now, that being said, I believe that's, like, the best magnetite that we have found anywhere. So... yeah, otherwise, like, this would be great for bismuth, because it's ultra high. So if we ever want bismuth, that's where we should go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn the waypoints back on. Let's go ahead and check out this little castle. I dug up some more high fertility soil over there. And then I also made 3 spears, because I ran by the front of it and I saw some locusts spawning. Now, these aren't going to be the best weapons, but they'll be okay. I am going to go ahead and just place down these seeds, because I don't need them. And then I'll have the spear ready. Yeah. Oh man. I don't know how well this is going to go. I should really be throwing the spears, but I need to make a weapon, like a falx or something. But I was holding off until we got... iron, just because I would prefer to have iron. Okay. Come on, hit your shots. Now, there is a bear somewhere behind me, so I do have to be a little bit careful. Of course, I think in one of the last clips, I literally said, oh, I haven't seen many bears, and then, of course, I then see a bear, so that's good. Alright, maybe I should... I've seen this ruin before. I don't know if there's locust, yep, there's a locust cage. I should break that. And then... I don't know if there's any more. Oh, man. I think that's all of the things, the cages that I can see at the moment. I'm gonna just try and take these guys out. It'd be nice to, if I had a little bit better open ground. Just go ahead and be a little wary as we check this place out. We have another storage vessel. Bones, quartz, I don't really need. Travertine, ashlar blocks, I will take because they're new and I haven't actually seen any. Otherwise, chalkstone, some limestone. It wouldn't be bad to take the chalk and lime, but I don't have really the space necessarily for it. We got a forge. What do we got in these? Peat, saltpeter, black bronze I will take. Ceramic fire clay. And then up here, we've got some torches. We got feathers, pink wattle and daub, ashen wattle and daub, which I have some ashen, but Yeah. Let's see what else. I'll take that bed. Actually, I'll take the bed and replace the this here bedroll with it. What do we got up here? We have some jailer boots. Kind of happy with my current boots, so I'll stick with those. Tiny bit of gold, not really worth grabbing, but you know, I'll take it for now just in case. Sticks, a prince emblem, which I don't have, a king coat, very fancy looking coat, instead of my commoner coat. That's kind of cool. Always leave this spear behind and keep my commoner coat just in case I want it. I would take that chest, but I already have the bigger chest on my back, so yeah, I think that's about it. I'm happy I didn't go the original way I was planning. I decided I would just pop over to this area, into the desert, and we found chalk, which is a very nice sight. Looks like there might be more there, which is actually significantly closer to home, because home is... where's home? Home is right... home's here. At least now we know where there's chalk. And then I did find some more very poor magnetite there, and then very poor there as well. But then nothing... or more very poor up here, so there could be also some iron in this area. But I think now I am going to head back, because we only have a total of 3 meals left. And it's starting to get a little dicey, and my inventory is just pretty much full at this point. The chest on my back, still on my back, yes, okay. Yeah, it's full up and everything, so... yeah, I think now is a good time to actually head home. At least to offload, and then realistically, we just need to come straight back out and keep looking. Okay, everyone, stop the presses. We got some decent hematite here. So, that is awesome. We are just... I was over here in this area when we last left off running this way. Got a little bit of chalk, kind of beaches here, and then, yeah. There's a little ruin, like, right there I was just checking out. But, yeah. And then also, I was running over that way, and there's just some rich bismuth right here. So, that's pretty cool. But my main concern is the hematite. So, decent hematite, 2.21. So, let's go ahead. I would obviously prefer, like, higher, you know, what are the other ones? Very high or whatever, but beggars can't be choosers at this point. So, let's go ahead. We'll take a reading kind of in just the areas around it, see if anything is better. And, hello. How about no? How about rock? Hiya! Hiya! Home sweet home. Now, I had to come back because just too much stuff in the inventory, and then also really low on food. But man, oh man, is it nice to be back. Now, I need to dump everything out, but before we do that, I prospected and kind of followed the iron. Now, this whole area is really temporarily unstable, but I ended up getting over to here, and we got a 5.59, 5.14, but the big one is the 5.92, and it gets lower all around it, so I think this will be our best bet to dig down and search for iron, and which is awesome. And then also along the way, there's an agriculture trader right here, so not too terribly far from home, actually. And then there's also this furniture trader that I found. But from this agriculture trader, with a bunch of the rusty gears we found, I bought a redwood seed. I think it was 7. We had 13 gears. So, we have a redwood, which is cool. And here we are. Decided to take our little raft back over here, all the way around. I figured it was a lot quicker just to go like that. Found some high fertility soil here, but other than that, yeah, we're pretty good to go. A little bit of lag again. Brought some low fertility soil, but I think pretty much I'm just gonna kind of go like in the center, like right around here, and I guess just start digging down and seeing what we find. I have 3 pickaxes. Well, I guess like two and a third, but and then a bunch of torches. Only problem is this place is severely temporally unstable. As you can see, my gear is just very quickly spinning. So let's go ahead, switch over to node search, and we'll take our first little shot here. There is some decent sphalerite nearby. Because yes, this is ultra hematite. So that was one. Now I believe we'll need to go down, because if in this range, I think it's 8 blocks I have it set to, so we'll need to go down, I think technically 16 blocks, but I think I'll just go 8, so. Okay, so we got small amounts of hematite nearby. So we're gonna, let's mark it with this. We're going to just dig out a couple little things here. We'll have to choose which way to go. But we're gonna go down. Okay, so nothing there, so we definitely need to go back up. Grab all of these. And then toss those in there. I'm just gonna put a block right about there so we don't have any issues. And let's head this way first. Okay, so we got huge amounts of hematite this way. And there we go. It was just below our feet. We have bountiful hematite. This is great. Let's go ahead and just throw down a couple ladders. That way I know how to get out of here. My temporal stability is still just rapidly falling. Let's also go ahead and throw this in the offhand so we can see a little bit better. Oh man, I'm so happy that we found this. This is fantastic. I was genuinely worried when we had gone so far to the south and didn't find anything. So yeah, it's kind of like the sunk cost fallacy. I didn't want to, I felt like I just had to keep going because I was, just so close to the gold, the diamonds, whatever. Ah, lovely to be home. Isn't it? Now, we got quite a bit of iron here. I ended up getting 12 stacks of bountiful hematite plus another roughly half a stack. And then I also found a whole nother vein, more or less, of poor chunks in, like, right next to the other ones. So that was good. We got the rich chunks of bismuth, and then these bountiful crystallized chunks, which I don't plan on actually breaking these up because I just think they're cool. I mean, look at them. Aren't they cool? Yeah. So, we'll leave those alone. I also put away the mining bag as well as everything else. We got quite a bit of stuff from the whole trip. I mean, over 3 stacks of high fertility soil is awesome. I already went around and put a lot of the aged torch holders out. All these storage vessels are cool too. Obviously the iron is the biggest boon to have. Yeah, so I went ahead, put some aged torch holders around, like I said. It's so nice having those to actually light the area up. But let's go ahead and grab this hammer. How much do we get from a whole stack? We get 4 stacks of nuggets, which I believe that is just over 1 firing per in the bloomers, because each one holds, like, I think 120. So, I mean, from 1 stack we get 4 firings. That's pretty good. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and put those there. And find within this mess the fire clay or fire clay bricks. Wherever they could be. There we go. Obviously, need to make some more, but we should have enough fire clay here. Now, let's go ahead and craft these up. Make 4. And then 4. Okay. For 1 in the inventory. For now, I'll have to figure out a better place to put these, but for now, let's just, yeah, we'll just pop them right here. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Now, I believe we can fill these up. Control and right-click adds 5 at a time. So, yep, each one takes 120. It's starting to rain again. I also, will check it out here in a second, but when I came back in between finding the iron and coming back to, like, restock, I made some winter clothing in this fur wrap, so now we're pretty warm. And that also reminds me the leather is done, so I gathered that up. Let's grab the hammer. We'll break down these poor chunks and then put those in there. Put the hammer back and grab, that should be enough. I should have actually a torch closer by. Let's grab this torch and fill these guys up. Each one takes 6. There we go. Alright, now that those are going, we can pop into here. And in this chest, this little reed basket, I got leather. So let's make our last leather backpack. And then we'll put away 4. Because we need to make our 2 small bellows. So we need to get... Can they be... mainly checking to see... Okay, they can be copper. And I don't believe I have any nails and strips laying around, so no big deal. Oop, we can come into here. Let's go ahead. How many do I need? 100, I believe, units of... Or 100 pieces of copper, rather. Do it that way. And that clears up another little spot, which is nice. Oh. I was just gonna stick them straight in. No, I need to actually get them started. Alrighty, I think we have everything now for the bellows. Something like this. No, okay, what was it like? Okay. So it was like this. So, okay, yep, I should be able to make 2 of these. Fantastic. I don't know if I'll actually need to, but, you know, it's fine to have. Got some more stuff to make trunks as well. I'll just toss these in here with the rest of these birch planks, or boards, rather. And then high rift activity, so we don't want to actually be out here too long. And I think I have to place it like so. Cool. Now we can actually process the iron. This hammer's got plenty of durability left on it, which is good. I'm going to need to head inside since these drifters are out and about. And then I've just been gathering up everything needed for the little kind of barn and chicken coop build. Actually, it takes a lot of wood because I did plan these two out in creative pretty much fully, just because I wanted to make sure I got the design down right. But they didn't take too long to actually plan out because they're fairly interchangeable between themselves. So, okay, next morning, there's definitely a shiver in my house. Yeah, hello there. I'd appreciate if you didn't be in here. But you can stay in there, it's safer for me out here. Our iron blooms are done, so we can go ahead and break these. Very nice, 24. I do definitely need to get more fire clay going. We can just pop those in there. I think I have the rest. Yeah, right there. Okay, cool. Am I seeing snow? Yes, I am. I'm very happy I made these winter clothes because, yeah, getting a little too close for comfort. Let's go ahead and pop into here. Now we should be able to put these two iron blooms in. Let's move them. I'm afraid my tongs aren't gonna last. I don't think. So now I believe... Let's look at this. 700 degrees. Black coal should still work. Let's just go ahead and get 3 in each. Yeah. And then we'll go ahead and light these guys up. So October 8th, it looks like, is when it gets to potentially snowing around here. So that's fun. Now, I believe I do need to actually pump the bellows. Because, I think that they'll only get up to, like, 500 or 600, and it takes, like, in previous versions, takes 300 or 700-ish degrees to actually be able to work the blooms, so I think that's why we end up having to need the bellows. So yeah, I think it'll hit 600. We'll see here in a second. And then, yeah, bottom out. So it needs to be pumped with the bellows. Now, it does consume more fuel that way. I love seeing the sparks fly up. So yeah, this is almost why maybe one bellows just makes more sense. Oh, I got some lag, of course. Let's go ahead and start knocking some of this stuff off. And produce our first iron ingot. What are we going to make with it? I don't know. Now we're also going to be getting little pieces of iron from splitting because of SmithingPlus. So we can pop those up there. And with our first ingot, let's go ahead... Heavy iron bracket. Actually, let's make a pair of tongs. Ooh, this is a complicated one. There we go, we got some tongs ready to go there. Let them start cooling. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep working on these blooms. Well, that was a long night of smithing, but I got a whole bunch of stuff done. Got our splitter plugs. And then a whole smorgasbord of tools. Now, the question is, we can technically quench all of these. So there's a new mechanic in the game that adds in like quenching and I think even sharpening, where if you have the workpiece within that 815 to 1050 degree range, you can quench it. And it has a 5% chance to just shatter. However, I believe if you cover it in clay, I don't know if that... I have to look into it. I think that might make it work better. Regardless, I don't know if I'm going to quench any of this stuff right now, for the simple reason that A, we have the SmithingPlus mod that allows us to repair it, so it's not necessary really. And B, I don't really want to risk breaking any of these new shiny tools. Maybe later we'll try it with some other new tools and whatnot. I mean, we have plenty of iron in the smithy, so I'm not worried about that aspect. I just don't want to have to do all of that again. Yes, winter is truly here, it feels like. Because this took a little while with these bellows, because the way that it used to work is you just put the item in, you know, put your ingots in there and they'd heat up and you'd hit the right temperature, but now you have to use the bellows to actually pump and get the item up to the workable temperature. And honestly, one bellow or one forge I think is plenty, because I mean, I was struggling to keep up with them both, so I think I'll probably end up just using the one. But yeah. Anyways, next up, let's go ahead and actually get some sticks. We got some in here, and let's make some tools. So we got a new shovel. I will say in my world settings, I did increase the durability of all the tools and everything, because I feel like, I'm pretty sure like an iron pick or something was under 1,000, and I feel like something like an iron pick should definitely have a lot more durability to it. But yes, let's go ahead and get handles on all these, like so. And I feel like the actual pick model is different, because I feel like they all used to have this more, if you, I put it down, but if you look, they all used to have kind of this more voxely jagged look, almost crude, and now this looks so much more smooth. And yeah, I made the falx because, like I said, I wanted to have a weapon, and I used to go in the last world, I had the, what was it? Was it the Blackguard short sword? Yeah. And I liked it. It actually does more power than the falx, and I think it actually, yeah, it does more power and has better durability. So I should have theoretically gone with it. Looks like everything else is the same. I kind of like the swiping motion, or like, you know, like the hitting down, whereas the other one was a stabbing, and sometimes, I don't know if it actually impacted it, but I felt like the hitboxes didn't always like the short sword. So I can go ahead and actually put this pickaxe away. And let me grab this one, put that one up there. Before we get started on the little animal pen, chicken coop, and whatnot, I'm gonna grab this bit of food. Yeah. We need to... I guess we don't need to. I want to head over to the trader, so that way I can trade in this tin bronze pickaxe to actually do the quest to go to the Resin Archives. I don't think I'm gonna go right now. I definitely need to get some armor and everything before I go. But let's go ahead and pop in here quick. Steer. Okay. Hello there, Humbert. Know of any interesting places out there? I got something big for you. Too dangerous for me, but you might be able to handle it. I can't give away a haul like this for free, though. Bring me a tin bronze pick. Okay, Humbert. Bring me a tin bronze pick, and I'll tell you where to find it. Trust me, it's worth your while. I got the tin bronze pick. Found a couple weeks back. Massive cavern with a huge figure looming within. Scared me senseless, so I got out of there real quick. But I could tell it's got to be full of treasure. Full of trouble too, no doubt. Here's a map to get there. If you're going, make sure you're prepared. It's no easy trek through the tunnels. Alright. I appreciate it there, Humbert. Let's go ahead and add it to the map. Ironically, we were nearby it. I kind of had a feeling that we would be kind of close. It was either going to be to the north, on some like land that I hadn't explored, or I felt like it was going to be somewhere where we'd actually seen. So it was actually just south of where we found those really pretty bluebells. So that's pretty cool that we've been down that way. It's not too horrible of a trek. And yeah, October 9th, and we got snow on the ground. Cool. Great. Well, at least we know that we cannot get any crops or keep any crops in the ground past, I'd say, end of September, beginning of October. Okay, this is interesting. I don't know if this has been a mechanic in the game for a while now, but I just killed... every now and again I have these fellows enter into the house, or spawn inside the house, and I just killed them, and I got 2 temporal gears. Is this... they pull? Because I killed them with the Felix, obviously. Does it, like, pull the gears out of them? I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Never had that happen before. Anyways, as you can see, I have a ton of dry grass in my inventory. That is mainly because I remember in the last world, in the wintertime, that I needed grass randomly, like for some clay firings and whatnot, and it was all buried beneath the snow. So since snow started, and as you can see, there's apparently a ton of snow over there now, I figured I would go ahead and get a lot of flax. And then I have been filling in this area because I think I'm going to put like the goat pen kind of right here, more or less. So then I kind of want this area to be like the little goat pasture. Anyways, so I need some more dirt. I also need dirt for the roof of the little huts and whatnot. So I'm gonna make a crate to store this stuff in. I've had these longbow and recurve staves kind of on standby for a while, so I need to make a bow. There's a lot of stuff that needs to get done. I'm not worried about the bow. Plan is I'm gonna go collect a bunch of dirt tomorrow and then finish filling that in. Alrighty, I went and gathered up a bunch of dirt from right over here in a couple spots. So I think with that, I have picked out this spot here. We have what'll be the flooring material inside. And I think, yeah, we're going to put it right here. And then have some fences around the back. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty. We can go ahead and take down this little tower. But the pen is done for the movelands, and I did get them moved over. I had to double stack the fencing because they were jumping out over like the troughs or something happened, I'm not sure. But when I had them in the other pen, I was going to move them. One somehow jumped out, hit me, chased me to the building. I hid out there, and then it vanished into the night. So I ended up having to go and get another mouflon over there, but then because I couldn't find this one for the life of me, and when I came back, I found it like it had wandered all the way over there. So, and it said it had eaten some portions. That's how I knew which one it was. But, anyways, we got that little shed barn thing done. It's nothing too crazy. I can get in here safely. As you can see, it's just this. I need to put some lights in here eventually, but it's just supposed to be like a little place where they can get out of the rain or snow or cold or whatever. Now, yeah, see, you can just like jump up here. So I don't know if the mouflons can. So I'll have to do some testing to see if they can just like jump over one high in like a creative world, because I would prefer to only have one tall fences, but I don't know if the snow will ruin that. Anyways, I can still reach both the troughs from here, and then yeah, the only downside is that they really like to hang out in the back here, even though I'd much prefer them, you know, kind of go front. So I don't know if I should rework the back here to make it so the fence can actually connect up. But yeah, overall it's pretty cool. Happy with it. Now, I don't think I'm gonna have time to do the chicken coop and the chicken run in this episode, so we're just gonna take the materials kind of back inside. And I was thinking about it too. I don't really want to do the chicken coop yet, anyways, because I want to get the chickens to further generations. I made this little hatch and stuff. It's actually a greenhouse in here technically, but I want to wait for the chickens to get to further generations, so that way they don't run from me and everything like that. It'll just be better. I don't plan on having them be for like meat and whatnot, although it would be helpful to breed a whole bunch, so that way I can you know, have a ton of feathers and whatnot when need be. But that's neither here nor there. But I think I'm gonna be out of time for this episode. Yeah, searching for iron took up quite a bit of time, as I was kind of expecting. So I think, yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. But I would like to, as I said, get started on the interior of the house probably next episode, so we can actually not have to live in the storage shed and live in here, and that way we can actually, you know, make this a home and everything. Well, with that, we're going to round out the episode. One last thing, I want to say thank you all again very much for 100 subscribers. It is, again, an awesome milestone to hit, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more of this series, consider dropping a like and subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. I hope to catch you all in the next episode. See ya!